Hi everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in to my channel. Today I'm going to be continuing on my plus size rider series, and this is part 5 in the sub-series of Walt Disney World Plus Size Rider Guide. In this video, we'll focus exclusively on one of Disney's water parks, Blizzard Beach. They also have another water park, Typhoon Lagoon, which is going to be covered in my next video. So to start out, Blizzard Beach, as well as Disney as a whole, has no weight limits on anything, um, except the chairlift, which I've been told like a couple different things about the chairlift weight limits. So I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to give you the info about the chairlift weight limits that I have been told. I've been told that the gondolas on the chairlift are where the weight limits are, and then I've been told that it's the chairs themselves. Which really confuses me how their chairlifts have a weight limit. Because if you go to, say, Gatlinburg, their chairlifts don't have weight limits, actually. But yeah, so basically, that is the only thing that has a weight limit in Blizzard Beach is a chairlift, which I'm going to talk more about that coming up in just a minute when I do the chairlift. So I'm going to go over every ride in Blizzard Beach, and I'm going to actually do it in alphabetical order of the rides, and just basically how you as a plus size rider want to fit in this ride, maybe accessibility concerns, especially if a water park, you're going to run into stairs. So I'm going to cover that in this video, and if you do have any additional questions, just please leave me a comment and I'll answer them. Starting out, we're going to talk about the chairlift, and if you are disabled or have accessibility concerns, you must transfer to a wheelchair to ride the ride, so no ECVs. There's wheelchair accessible gondolas on the ski lift or chair lift. I keep on to call it's called officially a chair lift, but half the time I call it a ski lift. So, but you can stay in that wheelchair to ride up to the top of the mountain there at Blizzard Beach. The chairlift takes you to the top of the Mount Gushmore, where you can ride rides such as Summit Plummet without having to climb up all the stairs, and it's just kind of a fun ride. So this is the only park in all of Walt Disney World or only ride in all of Walt Disney World that has any sort of weight limit, and it's this chairlift. I've been told a couple different things, both things by employees. I've been told that only the gondola has a weight restriction, and that is 375 pounds, and then I've been told the whole chairlift is 375 pounds per seat. Regardless, it's a 375 pound weight restriction. So if you're over that, you could try to find out more info that if you can ride just a seat yourself or how that works. But I'm assuming at least the gondola is 375 pounds weight limit max. And the chairs do continuously slowly move, so you'll be loading when the chairs are moving. Your size won't be an issue. It's just the weight limit on this ride. If you do need the chairlift to stop, they will stop it for you. But yeah, that's the chairlift at Blizzard Beach. Next up, we have the Lazy River, which is cross. I love it because I love lazy rivers for one. Just get to relax, and it doesn't have any, as I said, no weight limits in this park except the chairlift. And your size doesn't matter. So you can just get on a tube or like poke through a tube, either or. It's perfectly fine. And there's actually several different access points, so if you don't want to stay on the whole river, it's like 3,000 feet long. You can get in or get out wherever you please. So I really like that about the Lazy River. It's just a fun, relaxing ride for the whole family. Next up, we have the Downhill Double Dipper. And this is a tube slide, but you actually get to race your friend. It's just a set of two, so just one friend. It's a lot of fun. It is located on the Purple Slopes You can get to it by taking some steps behind Meltaway Bay, or you can get to it by actually riding the chairlift up and then taking some steps down to get to the slide. So yeah, and you have to be ambulatory. You know, if you have an issue with climbing steps, this ride may be a good option for you. And if what I say is, if say you're able to climb steps, but you kind of get out of breath easily, and you have to take breaks on the steps, that's okay. Like, there's no shame in having to stop a little bit and take a break as you're going up steps. I do it sometimes, depending on how many steps I have to climb. No shame in that. But you'll climb on your inner tube, and you'll sit down. There's actually a trap door that'll release and let you go down the slide. You go pretty fast on the slide, but it's a pretty short ride. So you don't have to like try to push yourself down the slide or worry about an attendant having to push you down the slide, which is a good thing. And don't worry about being too big to physically fit on the inner tube or down the slide, because you will fit just fine and be perfectly fine. Oh, and I forgot to mention, for your tubes, you will actually pick them up halfway up, so you don't have to carry your tube the whole way up. This is Meltaway Bay, the park's water wave pool, and you must transfer to a wheelchair to enjoy this wave pool. This wave pool's waves are continuous, but they're gentle, so it's more like kind of bobbing type waves you'll experience at the beach when, you know, the weather's calm and just a normal, not aggressive type waves. I love this wave pool because you can take an inner tube in, or you can just walk in, 0 entry depth. It's a great, no matter your size, the inner tubes will be fine for you. Doesn't matter, and it's one attraction that the whole family will definitely enjoy. This is called Runoff Rapids, and there's some steps you have to take up to it. It's on the back side of Mount Gushmore. Don't take the chairlift to this, because you actually have to pick your inner tube up at the bottom and carry it up the steps, so don't. If you take the chairlift, you're kind of just have to come back down anyway, so and go back up. So it's pretty much a waste of time to take the chairlift to this runoff rapids. This slide, single person inner tube, you'll fit no matter what. Don't worry about being too wide for the slide. You'll be fine. Again, no weight limits here. And there's 2 open slides and 1 enclosed slide for you to enjoy. This is the Ski Patrol training camp here at Blizzard Beach. This play area is good for, I'd say, elementary age children and tweens. I know for a fact a lot of it's just made just for kids. But the slides you can ride with the kids if you wanted to. I know you can for that. There's like these like ice things that you can walk across and stand on, an area with a netting above. That's just for kids. There's a T-bar zip line that ends with a splash. That's for kids 5 foot and under. But yeah, so it's mainly, a lot of it's for kids, but I know for a fact adults can do the slides with their kids if they want to here. And you must transfer to a wheelchair. This is Slush Gusher, and to start out accessibility, you must be able to transfer from a wheelchair or ACV to ride the ride. You can take either the stairs or the chairlift up to the top of Mount Gushmore and ride this ride. Once you're at the top, you don't have to, I don't believe you have to take any more steps to go on Slush Gusher. It is 90 feet tall and has like 2 hills on the slide, so if you're not ready to tackle Summit Plummet, this is a good one to start with. I like to start out with this one myself before I tackled Summit Plummet, because just going straight for Summit Plummet gives me anxiety. So I avoid going straight for Summit Plummet, but it's still a really fun ride. It's a body slide. Don't worry about being too wide or whatever. On the slide, you are going to fit just fine. You don't have to worry about your weight either. As long as you're not too scared of heights and you're ready for a thrill, then Slush Gusher will be fine for you. This is Snowstormers, and it is a toboggan style ride, which what that means is you will actually lay down on your belly and ride on a mat, a foam mat toboggan thing. And the good thing about it is you don't have to carry it all the way up there. You pick it up at the top. It is located on the purple slopes. You have to transfer from a wheelchair onto the ride. And there's some steps. You have to either go steps up or steps down if you get off the chairlift to ride it. There's 3 different slides, and you have to get down on your belly and kind of push yourself down the slide. I do it with my feet because it's easier that way, and I found it's a little bit easier to actually push off in these type of slides than it is on a tube, because I can get more leverage, and it's easier to push with my feet than it is to pull with my arms. At least for me anyway, it is. So yeah, you have to be able to get down and lay on a mat to be able to ride it. And the slides do kind of curve, which adds a little bit of thrill to it. But you're going to fit on the mat just fine. Don't matter your size, and you're going to be able to fit inside the slide. So don't worry about that. Just have a good time on it. Alright, so this is probably one of the rides you've been waiting to hear about. It is Summit Plummet. Okay, so with Summit Plummet, you can get off of the chairlift, and you can climb the stairs up to the top, or you can just start from ground level and climb the stairs all the way up. You're going like 120 feet in the air. Please note you have to be ambulatory to ride this ride. So can't be in a wheelchair or ECV for this one. It's very intimidating at first, but it's over in like 10 seconds, so, or if it's even that. But if you're scared of heights, don't ride. But if you're kind of like me, where you're like, a little bit scared, a little bit nervous, but more excited, or just super excited for it, go for it. It's a lot of fun. Don't worry, you'll fit in the slide just fine. You're not too big to ride. As long as you can get up there and get down and go down the slide, you will be fine, and it's a fun slide and is well worth it. This is Steamboat Springs, the family raft ride at Blizzard Beach. You must transfer from a wheelchair or ACV onto the raft. You will be sitting in a family-style raft with up to 7 other people. Don't worry about your weight or size. As long as you can get in the raft and sit down, you'll be just fine. And you'll be sitting like with your legs crossed facing the middle. You can ride the chairlift and get off, and you should be at the level of Steamboat Springs. Or you can choose to climb the stairs up if you wish. Either are perfectly fine to do. Either ways will get you up there. Oh, and I do want to make a correction on what I just said. You will be riding with up to 5 other people, not up to 7 other people. I'm not sure where I got that number at. But you don't have to carry these rafts all the way up, which is a great thing. I've been at water parks where you do, and it's terrible. So that's definitely a plus. This is Pikes Peak, and starting off the bat, you have to be 48 inches or shorter to experience this attraction. So if you're a parent, a good thing would be to just stand back, let your kid play. And this is for those little kids, like the toddlers and babies, infants. There is some slides there. You cannot ride with your kids, but there will be an attendant at both ends watching. And there's like a little spot where you can look and watch your kids or videotape them or take pictures of them down the slide, so they will be safe. But yeah, and there's like, I think the water's like 2 or 3 inches deep for the kids too, with some little spray geyser thingies that are fun. But this is just one that your little kids will definitely enjoy though. My my last attraction I'll be talking about today is Toboggan Racers. And this is a lot like snowstormers that you'll be laying on a mat. So you have to, be able to get down onto the mat on your belly. It does say you can transfer from a wheelchair, but you have to transfer onto this ride, which, because you have to be able to lay on your belly to go down the ride. But you can race up to 7 of your friends for 8 people total. And what I love about these toboggan slides here is that you don't have to carry the mat all the way up. You pick it up top, which is awesome. And I do find they're relatively easy to push off if you do use your feet, that they're not that bad. And don't worry about your size. You will fit just fine. And to get to this slide, you can ride the chairlift up and walk some steps down, or walk steps all the way to the slide, because it's located on the purple slopes, I do believe, of Blizzard Beach. And this concludes my Blizzard Beach plus size and accessibility guide for riders. And I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. Check out my other plus size rider videos. And if you're going to Blizzard Beach, I'm assuming you're going to Disney World. So definitely check out my plus size riders videos for Disney World itself. And again, if you found this useful, subscribe, like to my channel, leave a comment if you have any questions. If you have more questions about a ride I covered in Blizzard Beach, this video, let me know. My next video coming out will be about Typhoon Lagoon, so stay tuned for the plus size riders video on that water park, and then that'll take care of all of Disney World for a plus size person's perspective. And again, the only weight limit that applies was about the chairlift, which is 375. Every other ride here, it's going to come down more to your accessibility level, or if you can climb stairs or not, more than your weight or your size. And no matter what, there's still something everybody can do at Blizzard Beach. So again, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope this video was helpful. Thank you.